What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Drementfh, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. And we're back with Eternal Empire, our attempts to bring the entirety of the old world under the forces of order. And we're doing pretty damn good at it, too. See how big the Empire is stretched out now, and all of our allies in the forces of order? Whether they be the Wood Elves, the High Elves, our friends in the fair land of Bretonnia, it's going pretty decently. Unfortunately, I missed last week, because real-life things came up, and yeah, gotta take care of the real world before anything else sometimes. A little bit annoying, but it is what it is.
Engineer at your service.
Alright, so let's start off by going into our research tree, and then we can look at where our forces are going. Up to the cavalry, we have the inner circle. Immune to psychology for cavalry, and melee defense and melee attack. Yeah, that's pretty good.
New knowledge is crucial for
the Empire
our
does some pretty decent
elucidation.
cavalry, so did the High Elves. In the tabletop, the High Elves actually have the best cavalry in the game, which is annoying for a Bretonnian player, but is what it is. And we have been looking at trying to get all of our central provinces a little bit more upgraded. Now, Altdorf has all of its territories going to rank 3, which means we no longer need growth. We can start looking at getting income in from it and boost this even more, maybe even start supporting some more, poignant's not the real word, more effective, more dangerous armies, because we start getting Demigryph Knights and other things across the board. We're just going to upgrade all of these in Altdorf right now. This is rank 1. It's the growing fields, the farm growth and casualty replenishment rate. But since we're not going to be sitting here replenishing our troops or anything, we can get rid of it. Everything is all up, and we can do the same here. And we can install some clothiers and other things to generate some income, because we don't need those anymore. And we can upgrade that, our clay pits, pottery masters. That works. But let's start going through our armies here. Now, where we are is we have the Fortress of Vorag. Our allies, the Dawi, have taken the Bone Gulch, which is unfortunate because, well, we kind of wanted this whole territory, this whole province to be under our belt. They are going after Bitter Bay, so those Orcish settlements should be knocked out here in the not-too-distant future. We do still have, wow, Queek Headtaker and Deathmaster Snicked are part of the Clan Carrion Skaven army this time. I guess that makes sense, considering we've been wiping out the Skaven wherever we've come up to them. But now what we have to do is we have to get over to the areas affected by Nurgle. And we have 2 ways that we can do this. Now, going across the land, probably not the best idea. I was doing a little bit of thinking while I had the time off, and yeah, going across the land, not a great idea. It will result in us having to fight through the Orcish territories of Grimgor, and we don't want that war just yet. It's going to happen eventually, and we're going to have to fight it, but we don't want it right off the bat. But what we can do is send Boris down to take on Bitter Bay, and then we might be able to trade for the Bone Gulch, swap these 2 territories back and forth, and get us a full province, which might work. And of course we have our general here, so we're going to fight this battle and go in. Then what we can do is use the fact that we have an allied territory on the water and launch on the sea and land on the Isles down south, hopefully where the Nurgle forces do not have any armies. If we can knock out their base of operations, then all we have to do is defeat their armies on land once, which will drop out all of their ability to reinforce their elite units. Nurgle does wax and wane, so there's times where they don't have their elite units anyway, but there's times where they get them for really, really, really cheap because Plague is, of course, in full bloom. It's just the mechanic of the Nurgle factions. So if we can avoid doing that and just set it up so that, hey, we hit your land, we destroyed it, we took out your ability to reinforce your elite troops, all we'd have to fight is Chaos Warriors of Nurgle, the Marauders of Nurgle, the basic infantry choices. Not that any Chaos infantry is really that basic. All Warriors of Chaos, for example, are extremely powerful, so should never be underestimated. But that's what we're going to do in the east. We're going to go out on the water, we're going to take care of that, while our Grand Theogenist goes through and knocks out the rest of these Orcish pains in the butt, and pushes towards the east with us. Then we'll have a 3rd army that will land, we'll get Balthasar Gelt back, and we'll take over all of the Nurgle regions. Then we'll hit the Orcs in the center, and just push north, wipe out Grimgor. He's got a lot of big armies, tough armies. We'll have to position ourselves properly for it, but we'll have the ability to do it. Knocking him out will basically open up the entire center of the area, and the Empire will stretch from Cathay all the way back to the Western Ocean. But for right now, let's just get our troops set up, and we're going to set our great swords next to our iron breakers. We still have all of our dwarven allied units, which is, you know, pretty awesome. And the fact that we have dwarvish cannons along with imperial cannons is neat. I like the addition of the allied forces concept within Total War Warhammer. Having the ability to have dwarvish units alongside other things is great. My favorite is as a Bretonnian player. I know it always comes back to the Lady of the Lake. While we are sitting there with the best cavalry in the game, it's great, it's fun, it's prosperous, it's amazing. Our infantry, aside from the squires, is absolutely garbage. It is just terrible. Halberdiers on them aren't bad, but they're also not very good. So having the ability to go, hey, you know, Empire, you want to lend us some great swords, or hey, dwarves, you want to lend us some iron breakers or hammer units, that's a big deal. Because it allows us to stand and fight with those units and not completely have them obliterated due to the fact that, well, they're less than awesome. But we're going to try and do this in a couple of stages. We are going to move up our wizard to start dropping bombs on them. We're going to have our mortars go after their rock lavas, and we'll let the rest of the artillery do whatever it wants. But we're going to get our wizard up over here to drop down all of the AoE abilities. We have a fair bit of magic in there. And then we're going to try and get Boris Todbringer himself in there. We'll have a bunch of reinforcements in just over a minute and a half. See if we can cause a little bit of distraction here. Alright, the rock lavas aren't doing anything, so we can just do that and get them to fire at will again. Scarsnake's over in the woods there. What I think we'll do is we'll send our captain over there, and we'll send Boris onto this flank. See if he can counter Scarsnake if Scarsnake wants to get involved in this. We'll just keep Boris Todbringer in a position where Scarsnake can't do much. Send another burning skull into the woods. I don't know if it bounces back from the woods or if it just gets slotted through all the trees. Though that would be a terrifying experience to be inside the woods while this skull is just bouncing from tree to tree to tree to tree.
Wise counsel! I'll burn them! For Hildenhammer! Yes!
Alright, we're doing pretty good. Our reinforcements haven't hit the field yet. There's the rest of our reinforcements. It's doubtful that we'll actually need them, but might as well get them up here and into position. Our captain's out of control. Let's get Boris over there to help out. Because our other lord and other priest, they're not in the air. Not that the priest can ever get up in the air, but that's fine.
It will be done. Wise counsel.
Trigger Colossal Strike on the way down.
It will be done.
And then heroic killing blow while we're on the ground. And that should wipe out some of these chariots.
It will be done.
Should probably pop that potion too, but that's fine.
Whoa! Sigma! Storm rocket battery!
Alright, you two can go after him. We'll get the other warrior priest involved.
Yes?
Can you spike them with a fireball?
I channel fire! Agreed! The Helden Hammer!
That should be the end of the battle. Alright, now hopefully this will allow us to do the city trade with the dwarves, get the full dragon graveyard under our control. I don't remember, does the Emperor actually get the option of the Imperial Dragon? I'm not sure. He should, but I don't remember if he does. Be great. And on a random topic shift while we're doing all this, for those of you that are enjoying Battletech and all the releases that have come out, Mercenaries finally hit! So I got my derpy little Star Slayer, my little flea. I am very, very happy about that. It was a Christmas present from my mother-in-law, so I am super stoked to get those all set up and get ready to put them on a board and watch them die pretty much instantly, because, you know, anything I love has to die quickly on tabletops. Alright, so that's that taken care of. We got some level ups to do here. Alright, so you've gotten to rank 40, which gives you Mentor, which means we're going to be getting all of our other mages a lot more experience as we go along.
I will marshal the men.
And we'll just grab what we can grab for most of these. Hit points and all of that. Alright, that works pretty well there. And as a general, let's grab you Sigmar's Ward. And your warrior priest can grab another point in Inviable.
What does the Emperor bid? All here.
Let's go to Trade Settlement, and we want the Bone Gulch, and we will trade for Bitter Bay. And we'll get some money out of it too. So that really helps us out. Gives us a full place to go with. While we're in here, let's look at what we can do diplomatically. Herald's Varial we want on our side because they are a force of order. We're not allying ourselves with the undead in any way, shape, or form, so Khemri's out of the picture. Peace treaties with the Disciples of Shut and Wintertooth. Don't want to do either of those right yet. We got lots to go through on this, so let's go to our next lord that needs to move. So Static Lore, you're kind of setting the pace here.
I've calculated the best route.
Our objective.
Because we are still chasing down the last Chaos Dwarf settlements up here before we go to war with Archaon and his ilk. I fully expect to lose the Burning Monolith and other places pretty damn quickly. It's not really that hard to foresee. And we've got Frozen Landing, and we do have them building up at Krakadrak. So Marius Lightdorf, we're going to take damage by moving. I want to deal with the Demon Prince first.
Yes, a sound plan. On march by the comet.
He's much more of a threat right here because he's been landing on this shore and could go down towards the Temple of Heimkul, all that sort of stuff. We don't want that, so we're just going to deal with it. And we do have Jason Nussbacher coming up to help out.
Sigma compels us.
So we may not need to engage in here, but we do have Samoth Doomheimer. He's got a pretty decent army, all Tzeentchian inspired this time. But we're going to deal with it as we go. And Lebs, where are we sending you? Only problem with going back and doing this is I forget what we were doing. I think we were getting prepared in case the World Walkers, that's the word I'm looking for, decide to go back to war with us. We could drop in there, and we can send PC, who is just sitting here right now getting his troops all caught back up. We're going to get him to land at the Troll Fjord and just head up towards the northern reaches, and that would allow us to get rid of all of the World Walkers as well. He's got to deal with Valkia the Bloody, and she's coming in with a pretty strong army. Yeah, they're Forsaken, lots of Marauders. It's actually not that bad. The Spawn Accord are annoying. The Blue Scribes, why would... always bothers me that you can get the Blue Scribes as a Coordinate faction, but that's not here nor there. And now, we should have the money to take care of Asgal, sorry, and get it going back up. And then we will send you towards the other orcish places that are along the wall here. Because that leaves 3 regions that are under that orc's control. And then they'll be wiped out, and then we can start our little process here. We do have the Bone Gulch under our command now, though. We don't get the special building there, unfortunately. But we can start looking at the territory as a whole and getting some growth. Now, PC, we're going to skip you. We're just going to pop you up, pop you back in, so you've done something. Marcus Wolfhart, we are going to do the same thing to you.
Ground, Marcus Wolfhart.
Stirland, we do have the option to upgrade the main settlement building, which we should probably do. I don't like it sitting at maxed out. We do have some other options there, but we don't really need them. And that's good. Let's look at the gunnery school for right now and go over the Amethyst Armory. We do have the option of getting more Amethyst units, but we also have the option of upgrading them. Oh, it's a tough call. 3375 would take us down to 17 something. You're going to have to do it. We're going to have to get another one so that when Balthazar Gelt comes back, because he is out for how many more turns? List, he should be down here hurt. He's going to be available next turn, and we'll be able to start getting him a good army. Focused around a couple of Amethyst, Hellblaster rocket or Hellstorm rocket batteries. But we'll let the other nations go and see what happens. Adamar Leeskin, I completely forgot about. He's headed back to Altdorf to get all geared up and head up north. It's a valiant defeat. We don't want to take it in there, but we can come in behind with reinforcements.
Awaiting your pleasure.
And what does Kislev want? We don't. Well, that's on the books. We're looking to set up so we can take on the World Walkers. We need you to be patient here, Zarina. There's only 60 total factions left, which is amazing. We're getting down to like the nitty-gritty where there's the forces of disorder and the forces of order and the forces of undeath are all still going around. We don't have anything there, so we'll have to just auto-resolve that. Might as well repair these. If he wants to constantly raid those, I'm fine with that.
Imperial Scholar. Onwards, there is much to do.
I say we're trying to eliminate the forces of disorder, but we also have the option of coming in behind
I will not.
and taking on things like the Crystal Spires, which are the Legion of Chaos's main base, and then we can take the Port of Secrets, all of that from up north, and push them back down, which would be great.
So, by Sigmar's right.
What we should actually do is not pull you back into the city. We don't want to lose you if you're going to get hit there. But we can take Marius
I will
Lightdorf.
marshal the men to strengthen the Empire.
Put you
Onwards.
there.
As is my right by Sigmar's crown.
And have you take the city. And we can auto-resolve this one because there's no enemy officers involved. We're going to occupy it. Gormandy Mountains. We'll just put growth on because it's not going to matter. The corruption will go down pretty quickly. We can repair that port, start getting some more growth up.
Yes. Bring me to my
And your
men.
machinist upgraded, so we can get you mentor, which is great. We can go all the way down here because we want to get this sorted out before anything else happens. Now we got all these heroes here. Let's get Balthazar Gelt back. And he's got a level under his belt. Let's get Earthing, because he's got magical reserves already. He actually had 2 levels under his belt, which is neat. If it wouldn't take him 3 turns to recover, I would reset him so that all is well. He's got Gehenna's Golden Hounds. He's pretty much maxed out for what we need. But we've got the Imperial Gunnery School, which we need, and Honest Steel, which is Great Swords and Demigryph Knights anyway. So I'm happy about that. Now for Andreas Mir. I think you're getting up to the point where we don't have anything else for you to do. But we're going to have you join up with Balthazar again. Same with Simon here.
Weapon practice.
Let's go to your Amethyst units. Get you an Amethyst Hellstorm. The Regiments of Renown. Nothing doing there. Electrocount State Troops. Knights of Moor kind of fitting for us, and we'll grab a steam tank. We can. And then we're going to order in 4 units of Great Swords and 4 units of Hawkland long rifles. And then we're going to order some more artillery after those are all done up.
Servant of Sigma.
Now, Lebs, you're going to go up this way towards
My
the
journey
monolith.
begins.
You're going to take a little bit of attrition, but that's fine. We don't need you in tip-top shape just yet. And Valkia the Bloody
I will
is
decapitate
heading down towards the Isle of Wights,
Sigmar compels us.
which we are going to try and hold.
The nation calls.
Be you mindless or foolhardy?
And then we got Volkmar the Grim, whose wizard is all upgraded. And it's really starting to get upgraded. Let's get Plague of Rust, because debuffing your enemies is always a good thing. And we can take over this settlement. They didn't have an officer, so we can just auto-resolve that.
Sigma grant me strength.
Do what we're always doing. Putting in shrines to Sigmar everywhere. Especially poignant since it's the Grand Theogenist.
What does the Emperor bid?
And now,
Onwards.
let's get our
Yes,
troops
my lord. On march.
to have a day on the water. We're going to sail them down to the very southern tip and take Dragonfang Mount. Now, Dreadrock is actually the best citadel they have, but Dragonfang Mount is their capital. And if we can take it, we can start pushing inland, take Shatterstone Isle, then move over to Dreadrock and go up to Shatterstone Bay. That should, in theory, put them down hard enough to either draw them back. I don't care if we lose the territories in here, as long as Balthazar Gelt doesn't get too hurt. Because I think they can actually go after Balthazar next turn. Marcus Wolfhart, he got a level, but we're not going to move him just yet. Regular elite, archers, and his huntmasters, sleight of hand. Now let's get him. Actually, Master Survivalist sounds like a good idea. We'll just bop you out and bop you back in, so you're not a
Wolfhart.
log anymore. We'll take your grip over there. Adamar,
Servant of Sigmar, guided
you
by
keep sailing up the
Sigmar.
river to go get some more troops from Altdorf. Altdorf does have open build slots now that we've done all that. Start putting some cool stuff in. Maybe an artillery school when we can afford it. Yeah, probably an artillery school. So that fits what we're doing. Let's just check our diplomacy before we let the other nations go. We'll take a trade agreement with Hexalotl, because they are a force of order, though they're the most curious of the forces of order in my opinion. Do we want to peace out with Wintertooth? Kinda do. I mean, they're at war with everybody. No, we can't do that. Just gonna have to deal with it. We're gonna let the other nations go, see how it turns out, and what they get up to. Alright, close victory right here. Hopefully we can live up to that close victory. I'll take Pyrrhic. I don't care if it knocks out the Demon Prince and sends him back to the capital for a couple of turns, because we have the big lady herself, Elspeth, moving in on their capital. If we can crush the capital of the Legions of Chaos, that would be amazing. This battle is actually way more important than it should be. I mean, we've got a close victory on our hands. I don't know if I'll be able to hold that close victory, but we're going to try. Use our cannons to their best effect and see what we can do to hold the line. Just got to let them get close and shoot the heck out of them. Even if we lose this too, we can use the Emperor and Marius Leitdorf to hunt down Samoth Doomheimer, eliminate him, and let Elspeth start gutting his territories from within. Battles all over the place that we didn't think we were going to have. And it's just important to eliminate the Chaos Dwarves that are up there. So they're kind of taking refuge behind the Legions of Chaos, so that is a thing.
It will be done.
And let's grab our archers.
Our orders, sir, for the Emperor.
Hate fighting on snow sometimes because you can barely see where your deployment areas are.
Ready for war. Listen up. We are Sigma's
We're going to
heirs.
send our knights to the right flank.
Great cannon.
Our great cannon there. I don't know if we got to take that hill or not, but let's start the battle and see where they ended up lining up.
Victory
So
will be.
let's try to set up here. Is that too far? Might be a bit too far. Set up here. Get our archers. I gotta get them closer than that. And have our cannons get on top of that hill so they can shoot down. Have our knights go around the flank. I wonder if we could just go in and take these out. They have no ranged weaponry, so theoretically this is possible. Alright, they're coming in now, so
Sir, taking position.
sacrifice one of those swordsman units.
Get them. Sigma. Yes, General. Attack. Into battle. Go! Sigma calls! Halberdiers! Sigma calls! Sigma guides us! By Ulrich's wrath, in the name of the twin-tailed comet! War! Withdraw!
Alright, we're kind of losing on this flank right now.
Halberdiers! War! For the Emperor!
If we can break these warriors of Tzeentch, we can start hitting these guys in the rear.
We await your orders! For front! Ready! I go!
Okay, our cannons just got nuked. Focusing on our cavalry so much.
Preserve us! Ready! See to it! Crossbowmen! No lingering!
Shoot those screamers to see what happens.
Withdraw! By Ulrich's wrath! Get them! Raise your weapons! It will be done! Take the ground! Sigma, preserve us! Fight for our nation! Withdraw! Now!
Alright, we're still on the board. We're not doing well, but we are on the board.
Halberdiers! For the Empire! Yes, sir, quickly!
I forgot they had Screamers to Zinch, so that led to us having a couple of shot-up commanders. We lost the captain pretty early on.
It is war! Detachments, move! Halberdiers!
Yeah, I think we're going to lose this one.
Withdraw!
I'll take a valiant defeat. I mean, we hurt them. Knocked out a unit of bloodletters, dropped their demon prince out, which is great. They got a bunch of spawn that were hurt. Those pox riders, though, the barons of the bog, they are tough. Hurt a bunch of their chaos warriors with halberds. That's what I'm looking for. And we only lost our captain. The rest is pretty banged up. We might lose 4 units? 5? But we'll see how it shakes out. They'll probably reinforce a little bit. Those damn Centigores. Yeah, pretty much expected that.
The dead are thick about you. Welcome.
Alright. We are expecting them to do some raiding and some sabotaging up here.
Elspeth von Draken. Oh,
Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, Marius Lightdorf is hurt. So yeah, we can grab a tough engineer to replace him. I didn't realize it was Marius's army that had gotten that. It was over near France. So we'll get Route Marcher and Survivalist and Inspiring Presence.
Small but substantial modifications.
I'll grab a couple of units of Regiments of Renown to fill this back out. I thought it was the other general. Grab some archers and some of the
Is this
other troops.
ratio?
And we'll fix up the areas that got raided. Because they're there as a distraction for right now.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Get rid of that.
To strengthen the Empire.
Alright, so let's see how far he can go. So there's Dread Rock, and we want to go all the way down there. So let's not waste time.
Yes,
Let's go
a sound plan.
full throttle.
Who calls? To strengthen the Empire, it is for the best.
So the faster we get to Dragonfang Mount, the better off we are with those two.
Engineer.
Static Lore, I'm gonna get you to come over here.
Elspeth von Draken. Drawing upon
And then next
death.
turn, we're taking the Crystal Spires, because to heck with the
I command here.
Demon Prince's forces. Alright, now the way to do this, to assure our victory, put you there,
Ship would be quicker.
and go after the one that had to
Into battle.
go full march stance. We'll fight this battle, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and eliminate the enemy forces on the field to begin with, and then we're gonna wait for the rest of the forces to show up and just hammer them with artillery, let the Reichsguard crunch into them, let the Hochland long rifles and our regular rifles do their job, and let the greatswords cut into them. We want to eliminate this army as quickly as possible so that we can focus on what's going to be coming as reinforcements. So we're going to set up on the southeastern side of the map, right near this forest, and we're going to roll in. They're probably going to set up somewhere over here to try and link up with their forces. We're going to try and link up with ours, but we're going to make sure our artillery are in range to devastate this stuff. The 2 mortars we have are going to be pretty decent at that, so we'll let it happen. Get in there. We'll make sure Franz can get over and destroy this Blood Herald. Basically, if we can knock out Brasstide's forces quickly, we can turn and deal with the incoming enemy forces as well. This time we have the advantage of having magic on our side. So let's get our great swords all lined up.
And gunners. For Heldenhammer. This is my command. That's an order. To arms, men. Obey.
Oh, they're actually not setting up where I thought they would.
Great swords.
So let's set up our great swords,
Weapons at the ready.
our gunners, who actually can reach, which is amazing. Get our cannons there,
Mortar.
our mortars there. Make sure that our engineer is in the middle of them.
Hearts will stop.
We're going to keep our knights on this side so they can turn and deal with the enemy forces right away, but we're going to set our steam tank there so it can shoot as well. Channel a little bit of magic to see if we can get more on our side, which didn't work for us. We'll start it up,
Danger.
and we're going to try and rush this as much as we can. Franz, go and kill those Furies.
Blow deathly winds. Quietus. A path. Swift.
And they're demons, so if we hex them,
Death's foreseen. Sir! At speed! Sigma! Get them! My rule is absolute! Death.
alright, this is not even going to be a contest on this side. Minute for those reinforcements, and the enemy is already over here for the others. So we're going to shift right now. Let our Reichsguard Knights deal with all that. We are going to shift everything else to deal with the oncoming enemy forces. Our steam tank, we're just going to move here for right now.
Amethyst wizard.
Amazing that the Demon Prince didn't die from that fight.
Depart.
Hopefully that kills him off.
Ulrich's wrath on them! Formation! March! Our speeds are restless!
Alright, we wiped out demonic forces pretty much. got some more forces coming up. We're gonna just try and angle them into the fight as best we can. The steam tank we want looking that way. Get you guys up here.
Yes, General. Ready. Roar! Very well.
He's winning decisively there, so that's good.
Wizard of Death. Wither and die.
Let's give some of our great swords some armor as well.
Spirits invoked. The ground quakes. Attack!
Alright, this is looking pretty good so far.
Moving now! We are Sigmar's heirs! This is my command! Soldiers of the Empire! Take the ground! Great swords! Yes, my lord! What do you bid? Attack!
And it looks like we're gonna get even for Marius Leifdorf getting wounded.
Quietus.
But is still fighting.
Great swords!
Roots of the Hound, Marauder Berserkers, who are getting, like, surrounded, which is awesome. And they're Berserk. So in theory, this should allow us to bring these two forces, plus our extra forces in to deal with Wintertooth in the northern areas. And in so doing, that will allow us to take the entryways into Norska and allow us to claim all of the Northlands in Norska, and then we can push into the Wastes. Though, what I would originally like to do is to claim all of Norska and then push into the Orcish areas, but we've got other armies that are going to deal with the Orcs and Goblins as they go. It's just going to be a little bit of a test to do so. Two of Brastide's Forsaken made it out. That's just going to move him.
Master Engineer, just as I designed. I will continue my studies there. Expert in innovation.
Fight for our nation!
Well, it breaks our rule a little bit. There wouldn't be much of a fight there, so we'll just end that one. Cover our troops. Oh, that's good.
Go if you up.
Probably have
Imperial
a fair bit
Scholar.
of
Upgrades are
things
vital.
to upgrade. And we're still on wound for him. So then we can just shift up there. Which means,
To the
Jackson,
provinces.
you can head up and join up with the rest of the troops too. They're going to take a turn or two to heal up.
Sigmar has shown us the path.
Volkmar the Grim. Do we want to take Stitch up out of the equation and then go for Misty Mountain?
Purge the
We're pretty long into
heretics.
the episode, but we'll do this. If he's out of our movement range, fine, whatever. If not, we'll deal with him. He is out of our
Setting
range.
forth.
So we can keep him out of our realms. And PC, you're going to move back to Kokata. If Valkia decides to come in, you're going to be ready for it.
Hackenberg's vengeance! My arrow flies true.
Boris, we're gonna give you brass lunged finally. But
The
you've already
Empire.
moved for the turn, so is
Praise
Cloud.
Sigmar.
Jorah Grimm is gonna
Aye.
keep you at Nuln. And we'll get our artillery started up here. Grab some tall walls, upgrade our pottery kiln. And we'll grab a Temple of Sigmar and some bobbins. Upgrade our gunnery here. And grab some bobbins when we can afford it. But that's going to do it for this week, guys. If you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, join me in this or other Let's Plays, just hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. And please do drop a comment down below so I know who wants to get immortalized in my crappy gameplay. It just makes it easier on me. But remember, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.